Hello, my name is Ralf Friedrichs. I'm an addiction recovery coach and the host of the Take Your Life Back Today show. As an addiction recovery coach, I want to share something with you, and let me be crystal clear to leave an everlasting impact upon you. Just imagine being buried alive. You're in a coffin, but you know you're not dead. You don't know how to get out of that coffin. You tried lifting the lid, but the enormous weight of the dirt upon the lid prevents you from opening the lid. You then tried to bang on the lid to maybe unsettle the dirt, and possibly someone might notice and start digging their way down towards you. This is what it's like to find yourself at the lowest point of alcohol and drug addiction. You know you need help. You know you can't do it on your own. You don't know where to turn for help. In reality, there are probably people standing right near your grave. You just don't know that. You just think you're going to die. Usually, though, people don't think about death when they're habitually abusing drugs and alcohol. In order to feed an addiction, you have to be great at repressing the fear of death. I often ask you, my audience, did it ever cross your mind while you're abusing drugs and alcohol that you might just overdose? And if that's not selfish enough to take your life away from the people that you love and care for you most, think about when you take your life from the people like your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your husband, your wife, your children, even your grandchildren. With this, let me leave one last thought. Don't be like the person that I just spoke about that waited and waited until it was too late to get help. Instead, reach out to me and call me at 844-405-HELP, and I promise you I will help you take your life back, for your life is gone. At night, take your slippers off before you go to bed, but don't just leave them by the edge of your bed. Stick them way under your bed. That way in the morning you'll be forced to get on your knees to go retrieve those slippers. And while you're on your knees, utilize that time to speak to God from your lips to God's ears. That's the time you want to ask God for guidance and direction, for mercy and forgiveness. That's the time you want to thank God for having a home, clothing, health, relationship. That is the time each and every morning when you retrieve those slippers that you should be thanking God for everything. And if you stick to that, and if you do that each and every morning, and you speak from the heart, you'll start seeing your life changing. Now put those slippers on, stand straight up, and walk with God 24/7. I want to talk about why honesty is the best policy for simplicity. No man has good enough memory to make a successful liar. Abraham Lincoln said that. No man has a good enough memory to make a successful liar. A life of simplicity can be defined as a life that has removed all non-essentials. Let's just fix this. Sorry, folks. A life of simplicity can be defined as a life that has removed all non-essentials. It is marked by oneness. It is uncomplicated. As a result, it can be a freeing feeling, and it will be a freeing feeling. It allows our lives to be focused on the things that are most important to all of us. Simplicity in life cannot be achieved without honesty. Honesty can live without simplicity, but simplicity cannot live without honesty. Consider the fact that every time we are not truthful, we create an alternate reality, and subsequently, we are forced to live a life in both worlds, the true one and the one we've created. On the other hand, when we choose honesty in all aspects of life, including our marriage, our business, and our relationships, we live the same life wherever we are. Honesty leads to simplicity, but dishonesty leads to duplicity, the exact opposite. Consider the other benefit of honest lifestyle, folks. Closer friendships. Honesty and integrity pave the way for a greater intimacy. Your friends love the true you, not the one that you artificially created by verbally lying to everyone. Higher quality friends. Honesty attracts honest people. Who are trustworthy and honest attract trustworthy and honest friends. And those are the best friends to have, the honest ones. Trust. Honest people are trusted by others. Confidence. Honest people trust themselves. Never underestimate the life-changing power of the ability to trust yourself. Wellness. Honesty has been linked to less colds, less fatigue, less depression, and less anxiety, less stress, Dishonesty needs to be maintained. Pretending to be something you are not requires constant attention to details, even in the most experienced, dishonest people. Liars. Honest people are better able to relax because they are just being themselves and naturally feel better about themselves and less overwhelmed. Unfortunately, early in our life, we learn dishonesty can have incredible short-term benefits. It can get us out of trouble. It can get us what we want from people. It can make it easier to please the people around us, and all of us develop the habit to varying degrees. Living an honest life takes great effort, especially at the beginning. It requires a decision to pursue it in the same actions steps to get it started. But once it begins to gain momentum in your life and you begin to realize its many different benefits, honesty will become easier and easier each and every day. To get started, consider some of these essential truths in living an honest life. Character, integrity, morality, in your life make honesty easier. When you choose to live a life of character, you will soon realize that you have nothing to hide, that you are transparent. And honesty is a much easier path if you don't have anything to hide. There are countless aspects of this point that pertain to spouses, our children, our bosses, and friends. Pursue integrity in all of them. Consider the long-term consequence of short-term gain. As I mentioned, one of the reasons that we begin living dishonest in the first place is the short-term gains seem obvious. Unfortunately, these short-term gains have long-term consequences. We should be wise to consider them and count the whole cost of our decision. Living an honest life on the outset requires you to live an honest life on the inside. If you are going to be completely honest with others, you've got to be completely honest with yourself, friends. If we have hurts in our lives that we have been denying, we need to acknowledge them, tackle them, admit them, and address them. Sometimes it's the 2- and 3-letter words that can be the toughest. When the answer is yes, say yes. When the answer is no, say no, and mean both of them. Be dependable. Follow through on your commitments, and don't commit to anything that you don't intend to complete. Being honest is not the same as saying everything we think. Just because something is true does not mean that it has to be said. One of the tougher points in living an honest life is knowing when to avoid conflict and to address conflict, and when to create conflict. Learn the differences in your life and learn from your mistakes on this one. Use honesty to encourage, not criticize. Honesty is a powerful tool, and like most tools, it can be used for good and it could be used for evil. It can be used to build others up or bring others down. While the tone of your words plays a huge role in determining the difference, your motivation, that's right, your motivation plays an even bigger role. Use your words genuinely, build others up, not to tear them down. The same truth is spoken in a different way with different motivations that can have completely different results. Honesty is not the best policy for simplicity. It is the only policy for simplicity. True simplicity is unattainable without honesty. And that's the truth to the matter at hand. Become transparent like I am, where honesty is part of my daily life. People always say to me, how can you just talk like about yourself and not be ashamed? Because my transparency can help someone else not do the things that I've done in my life. My message to everyone each and every day comes from my own personal experiences, comes from things that I read and things that I study, and from this show. And with that is true transparency, and with that is 1,000% honesty. Honesty starts in your heart, and honesty starts between your relationship and God each and every morning when you put those slippers on. Let today be the first day of your brand new life. Let today be the first day of your new honest life. It's never too late to make changes. As long as you have a heartbeat right here, you are still capable of becoming an honest person. Start today. If you have any questions, call me at 844-405, and I promise you I will help you not only become honest, but take your life back.